The topics of this podcast you're about to listen to includes cosplayers that will not just discuss said topic, but also make fun of, throw shade, run game at, etc., at anyone remotely connected to the topic at hand. So there is a possibility of being offended. Remember, you have been warned. Thank you. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Black Cosplayers podcast. This is episode 12. I am one of your hosts, Ranma. Long time, somewhat of a pain in the ass in the cosplay community, but I do my thing, and 9 times out of 10, I just don't give a fuck. With me tonight are my usual squad of talented cosplayers and veteran experts of what goes on in the friggin' community, and we are here to tell you the real truth of what's going on, so don't believe the fucking hype. So, please introduce yourselves, my faithful companions.
Hello, I am Kay, also known as Fujoshi Commentary on YouTube. I cosplay what I want, but it doesn't stop me from telling the truth. Very controversial, but I try.
Alright.
What's up? My name is Kumurdorf. I'll be in on this cosplay, working on cosplay right now. So yeah. Introduce the big kid monster. Introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. This is the Muffin Man. Monster. How are you? No
I'm
muffins
the Candy
today.
Man.
Got no muffins today. Got to make sure keep the bake sales going. Can't be stealing for myself.
You gotta come prepared, man.
I'll post my rumors in the chat, by the way.
I thought...
He's killing me already.
Yo,
Killing me all day, John.
We need somebody to do fan art as Mazza as the Muffin Man. That's what we need right about now.
Oh, dude.
I'm gonna put it.
I can do a full shop.
We should post it on our page.
Wait,
there you go.
I do have a superhero outfit of myself as Captain Souffle.
Oh, I got that picture.
Yeah, go ahead and share that picture, John. Me and Captain Souffle. I felt good about that.
I tell you what though, Captain Souffle sounds a hell of a lot better than Super Dreads. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes, sir.
I am Captain Woke. Your awakened powers combined. I am Captain Woke.
And together we will defeat the white devil.
Captain Woke.
We don't have the we're
gonna
gonna make a
take
theme song.
Blackface and down to zero.
Captain Woke and the Woketeers.
Bruh, stay woke. Because if you ain't woke, you dead to the white man. Alright.
That child is champion those red bomb.
You
Say what?
sound like a robot.
You're a Terminator now?
I don't know what that was. Even I heard it on my end. I don't know what that was. That scared me. Then I had Childish Gambino's Redbone playing in the background. Stay woke.
Okay.
Yes, Rory.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So
Yeah,
I believe Kay, you have the floor tonight because you wanted to bring it back to why we started doing this in the first place, right?
Yes, and oh wow.
well,
In the chat.
Lord.
No.
Chef
But-
better look out. That's what I gotta say.
Alright,
Oh,
Chef
yeah.
Boyardee.
No, that's Chef Boyardee Negro. Get it right.
Chef Negro D.
you go, boy, Captain Woke. No, that's Captain Souffle. My fault. It's Captain Souffle.
But he still gotta stay woke. Because the Negroes are rising. We was kings. We was queens.
Gotta
But-
do it.
As I was saying, for this whole, I think this is just getting worse and it's devolving. I understand if you do have a problem with what you perceive as blackface, which even though the definition in the dictionary is pretty clear, there's really no room for a gray area. But I personally believe, as I've stated in the previous podcast when we talked about blackface, that I personally believe that blackface is blackface when you color your skin, or whatever face, when you color your skin and you use it to demean or mock or promote stereotypes. That is when it becomes blackface to me. doing face paint, spending hours and hours to get it right, to get the complexion right, to admire a character that you think is cool or you think is amazing, and you just want to be that character. Whether you be a dark skinned person doing white or white or pale skinned person doing brown. Most people don't go black. Like there was one cosplayer who did it, and I forgot her name. You never hear from her again. Like it was Domo something. Domo Go cosplay or something. She did Michichone. And she did it twice. And it's like, you could tell she was trying to spite people. But everyone else they do a pretty decent job. And recently what really got me mad about this again was when a cosplayer by the name of Chikasaw, I believe her name is. It's K-H and then Saw.
Khainchaw.
Khainchaw, there you go. Thank you. And I noticed someone sent this to me actually in DMs. From one of the anti-SJW groups that I'm in, and
James Smith,
probably, and I noticed it was of our lovely friend who we mention here on this show quite a bit, our lovely Japanese cosplayer who loves to point out the blackness and the woke that we need to be as Black Americans.
Wait,
and other things.
Before we continue, do I need to get the drums ready?
I mean, if you want to, I don't have my problem naming names because it's not like she's like a small name. She's a very popular. She considers herself to be a very popular person. But it kind of it's kind of interesting, and how this all played out was this. Khainchaw, she basically is, she's a half Indian cosplayer, and she's very tan. Like, her tan it's not like a regular tan like you'd see maybe at the tanning salon, or you see girls who are trying to tan when they're super pale. Like, she has this weird complexion because, a lot of Indians, they have this weird kind of, like, melanin complexion. It's not black, but it's not, like, brown. It's somewhere in the middle. I don't want to say burnt because that sounds.
Oh, that's bad.
It's not burnt. It's yes. It's like bronzed or marinated. You know.
It's like a marinated.
I can't believe you just said that.
It's crisp.
Oh, by the way, how are these drums?
Yes. That works perfectly. She's so woke.
I got you. I got you.
But yeah, she has a very brown complexion, and she has a public Facebook page if you want to look it up. But it's spelled with KH when you say Khainchaw. But she is a cosplayer. She was recently under fire. She's in the Overwatch cosplayer group on Facebook, and she posted her lovely and quite on point Sombra. And we also had we had another issue with a Sombra cosplayer of the same accusations. This one was Korean, and she actually used a bronzer.
Kim.
That's what I'm thinking about. The Asian chick.
Yeah, but that's not the one. I'll link you guys in the chat who this other Sombra cosplayer is. I actually have her profile up right now. But the Korean cosplayer, she was completely bombarded with hate by mostly social justice warriors, which were either POC cosplayers or the white apologist cosplayers who try so hard that they're not racist, and they end up coming off extremely militant and dumb. I linked it in the chat for you guys.
Thank you.
Sombra cosplayer we're talking about now is the current, but and she ended up not wanting to cosplay ever again. That's basically what she said. She wasn't going to, well, not cosplay period, but she was never going to cosplay Sombra ever again. Because she just felt so attacked, and she was Korean, so she didn't really understand English that well. So all these Americans coming at her telling her, oh my gosh, you're racist, this and that, which is another issue I have, which we can get.
Oh, this woman is gorgeous.
Yes, and
this part of this country is amazing.
The only thing artificial about this girl is her boobs. Like, she literally said she just got a boob job. Like, she's very open about that. For her cosplays. And
before you get, let me just say, she just got extra respect from me because she owned up to that. It's like, she's doing it for the cosplay. Hey, as long as you own up to what you do, I'm cool with it, you know?
You still have the drums playing in the background. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
really great cosplay.
Yeah, like she owns up to it, and they look natural. Like I wouldn't have even known she had implants if she wouldn't have said anything because they look natural and they're very nice. And she basically she was doing Sombra and she posted her Sombra cosplay, the same picture that I linked to you guys in the Overwatch group. And I believe I want to say the girl somebody sent the cosplayer Artemis Todd or Faye, whatever her name is. I don't know. She changes it like every other month. But whatever it they sent this to her. She went. This girl deliberately. The reason why I know she knows that she's wrong is because she deliberately went into this girl's profile and she found the whitest picture she could find of this girl, which was a severely, harshly white light altered. Ooh, nice helmet.
Oh, it's looking good, John.
Is that you're working on that one?
Yeah, that's the one I'm working on right now.
Awesome. It looks really nice. Ugh, I can't make cosplay save my life. I have to buy. But she basically went in and she found the lightest picture, which is is the one I'll show you guys in the chat. The whitest picture, which is clearly photoshopped and doctored. She's cosplaying as Panty Anarchy from Panty and Stalking. And you can tell this is photoshopped, and she has a very white light to kind of make her look, like Panty's complexion. Right. Because there's several photos of her, like, actually looking like she has her tan, her natural skin color. And this is the photo. This is the photo I'm about to link in the chat. Okay, just linked it to you guys. And she put that side by side with the Sombra cosplay and said, Blackface versus your shitty cosplays or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I first saw this, I knew nothing about her like that. So I went and did some digging on her profile and stuff, and I found out she kind of already addressed it, and it was like she's half Indian and whatnot. And then I'm looking, and I'm like, this girl had to scroll through several photos of her natural tan skin tone, and then she used the it wasn't Diva, it's the Overwatch cosplayer who's black, and she wears blue.
You're talking about
Semestra?
Widowmaker.
No. Widowmaker isn't Widowmaker the blue. She's blue skinned, right?
You mean Semestra?
Yeah, I think Semestra. She's got like a blue getup on, and she has that's what I'm talking about. She put her Semestra and her Panty and her Sombra cosplay, and talking about that her Semestra and her Sombra cosplay, which I probably can find right here, was Blackface opposed to her. They're claiming her natural skin color in the extremely photoshopped, obvious photoshopped light. And I'm like, really? And this girl sent like her fans and people after her, and she even posted in the POC cosplayers group. But then the POC cosplayers realized that this girl wasn't some small cosplayer who can be bullied and be like shunned into oblivion, because she had like a really big following, and her following decided to fight back. And when she got the backlash, the POC cosplayers actually had to, I found out from sources who actually were in the cosplayer group and were watching it as it went down, that she actually did the POC cosplayers had to they didn't apologize. It was half-assed. They were like, oh, she's not doing blackface, but it seems like it's passing, but she whitewashed herself for Panty. Like, it's like,
all right,
she'd be better.
Stop. Let me say something. Not just as a cosplayer, but as a photographer, somebody who uses Lightroom on a regular basis. Now, I'm looking at her Kill la Kill cosplay of Satsuki's mother. At first glance, I would have said she lightened herself. But I'm looking at the comments, and I'm looking at the picture that she took, I guess, in her room or whatever, and I'm looking at both, and I'm like, you know what? She might have put some makeup on, but this is also the view from the lights. All the white she has on in the light, of course it's going to look like that. I mean, if she really lightened her skin, it wouldn't look this shade. It really would not.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Now,
as for her Panty Anarchy, that's not whitewashing. I see photoshopping on her facial to smooth the contours of the cheek and all of that. But this is from the exposure of the motherfucking lights. Even I know that.
I had to say one thing.
Yeah.
Okay, one knows about these blackface things. Most of the time, it's just people who are not into cosplay like that. They don't know, actual craftsmanship, what's all involved, doing makeup and such. Most people that complain about this are people like, you just find stuff in the closet, do very easy characters to cosplay. And that's one thing I noticed. Most of the time when these people complain, it's just like 2 minutes later, they'll upload their own version of the cosplay and just like, this is not that great. I hate to get on people's cosplays. I'm just like, this is not great.
See, I also want to throw in there.
I kind of wonder why I do that.
Like, I know I'm not a great cosplayer because that red night, because my red hood helmet I bought online, I just modified it, put lights in it. But it's just like, I'm not going to sit here and like go after other people just because their cosplay is better. Come on now.
See,
because like you said, Armor's Todd, like she went after that Enid cosplayer, and then day later you upload your own Overwatch cosplay and just like you just bought a bodysuit.
Yep, I was about to get to that too.
See,
How she?
Do I still sound like a robot right now?
No, you don't. But let me just say this real quick, and Kay, I'll toss it back over to you now.
I'll give it to Masa.
All right, you pass it to Masa. But let me say this. I noticed this about the POC group. When they see people doing cosplay, they're too used to seeing it within their shade, their spectrum. So when they see somebody outside of it doing that, that's what they're going to automatically accuse. Now, what they don't understand is there's a science behind this. You got to understand, why do they look like they are white like that? Maybe because of where they're standing, the lights, and so forth. There are photos I have edited where people come out too light, and I have to tone it down. There are some cosplayers of color that I have but taking pictures of, and I'm editing for the lighting, and it's like, if I adjust it this way, people are going to think they put on too much makeup, this or that, so I got to adjust and tone it so that it looks as natural as possible, because sometimes that speed light will do more than it's supposed to.
Yeah. Now, what were you going to say, Masa?
Oh, I was going to say, I wonder, MomoCon this year I'm going to go as a 8 Gates Might guy. So I'm going to, have burns on my body and everything. And I kind of wonder if people will say I'm blackfacing.
Wow, you're the burnt version of one of the most Asian white dudes in the franchise.
It's
you know
not
what?
like
I'm gonna let you guys know right now.
It's not like you're doing Popo,
I'm gonna make a fake article and say that I'm blackfacing and see if it gets a following. I'm just gonna write that, because if they do not claim me as blackface, you can't blackface. You're black. So are you being racist?
That's true.
Like
They also did that to Zoe Saldana. Well, they hate her because she doesn't claim that she's black, because she's actually Hispanic. But that.
Zoe Saldana?
Yeah. Saldana. Yeah.
I hate her.
Because she, in the Star Trek interview, it was for the second Star Trek film, the new reboot movies, she was like, she doesn't identify as Black American, because she's not. She knows, in her cultural relevance, is more into the Dominican Republic. She's she says she's a proud Dominicano, a proud Latina. She identifies with the Hispanic origin, because here in America, we base everything on race. You're black or you're white. That's your culture. When everywhere else, it's like where I came from, like where I where I came from, where I was born, what culture I am. It's not, oh, my race. Like, you're someone who's brown and you're from India or you're from the Philippines or something, but you're really dark, and people are calling you black. Like, you black in the eyes of America. And it's like, that's so ignorant, and that's why a lot of foreigners hate Americans, because we sit up and we judge people based on skin and equate that to culture. People mix race and nationality too much as one thing. It's like, no.
I do completely agree with that. That's a humongous problem with getting to know Americans. People, I don't want to say segregate, because that's too much of a word. They tend to group together people.
Yeah.
Instead of like understanding like a nationality, like instead of understanding where a person comes from, you group them by what they look like. Hey, you're darker. I'm gonna assume that you're black. Well, maybe she's Asian. Maybe she just has a tan. She's not black.
Yeah.
Or the whole Zoe Saldana thing. Yeah, I saw her in Colombiana and knew she could not be 100% me. I said that immediately.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I understand completely why people were mad that she was doing Nina Simone. Like, there was clearly better actresses for that. But it's like, she wasn't blackfacing. She was just not. She was trying to be the character that she was portraying. It's acting. She wasn't trying to be offensive, and she wasn't trying to act like such and such. She was actually trying, like being demeaning her or anything. She was trying to portray the role as Nina Simone because that's how she was. The casting crew and stuff wanted her to be on this film, so she did it. But if she was up there trying to make a fool out of Nina Simone, I completely would agree that she was blackfacing. But she wasn't. She's one of those actresses who does makeup. Like, she does Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
The lady from Avatar, the tribal lady from Avatar, from the Avatar series.
I keep forgetting that was her.
Yeah, like, it was part CGI, part face paint stuff. Like, most of the stuff she was in face paint for that film. And it's like, that's a really underrated film for her, because you can't recognize her. She's really big on prosthetics and makeup. Like, she's really into cosplaying when she does roles. So it wasn't so much like that. And people, like, need to, like, they have this hate for light-skinned black people, which I understand the whole colorism of dark-skinned people being told that they're too dark or they're ugly and things like that, because I've seen that happen firsthand to people who I've known or I've been very close to, and that's happened. But it's usually the older generation teaching that ignorant mindset or using that prejudice on their own kids or their own family.
I got stories to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
See, my family is from Virginia and North Carolina. So when they came up this way and having to stay with them sometimes and visit them, it's something special. Like, I'll say this. My grandmother has calmed down a lot, but she did say something that kind of surprised me, but on the same token, I'm not surprised she said it, because I was telling her about something that happened, and she asked me, was the person involved white? I was like, no, she's Hispanic. And she goes, oh, them Hispanic girls want to be white people anyway. And I was just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, that I've noticed that happens. Like, for some reason, like, that's exactly what I said. They mix race with nationality. If a Hispanic person is fair-skinned, very pale in comparison. Like, I know this dude, he's Brazilian. He speaks straight up Portuguese. Like, it took him for a long time to speak English. Like, he has blue eyes, blonde hair, pale. He looks like the perfect Aryan race. But he is super Portuguese, and he was raised in Brazil. He is Hispanic. He is not white. Well, he probably is white, but in nationality terms, he's not in with the white culture or whatever, the perpetual white devil. All he knows is Portuguese, all he knows is his Hispanic roots. So it's like, really, hop off that. Like, it's so ignorant, and people know.
You know, if he ever go anywhere, bro, like, why is he speaking Portuguese? Like, he's from there. Well, you know, he actually is. You know.
Yeah,
don't
like,
judge at face value.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't really get to know him until he was, like, in my homeroom class or whatever, but when I started talking to him, he would speak, like, he would just talk, and he could barely speak English, but then when somebody talked to him in, like, Spanish, he understood Spanish, but he spoke Portuguese mixed with Spanish. He was so fast, and he knew it so well, and it's like, what if somebody saw you on the street? They would think that you are this white person, and they'd probably be racist to you or something. It's like, chill. Because I know several Hispanic girls and guys who get flack. Like, one of my best friends, well, he was a former friend. I don't know what he's doing now, but he wanted to cosplay Trafalgar Law, and he's Dominican, and he has a very, like, what you would call black features or black American features. Like, his hair is really a big afro. For one point, he was trying to grow it out huge, big afro. He looks black. When he speaks English, even though he has a slight accent, he talks really Ebonics. Like, he talks a lot of Ebonics is in his vocabulary.
Wait. Remember, it's not Ebonics. It's African American Vernacular English.
Oh, my God.
Sounds like something Captain Woke would say.
Oh, it's 50th generation. I'm going to bring this up right now. I know it's like a lot of older cosplayers, you know, people have been cosplaying for a long time, or like I said, people are actually into the scene, you know, make their own cosplays. make their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just buying stuff that's like Halloween tier. Like, I got this stuff on Spirit's Halloween store, and this is my cosplay.
No, we say that for the Comic Cons, okay?
Yeah.
They usually don't have a problem with, people darkening their skin for makeup because they know, okay, this is for a costume. This is not, being racist or mocking. But now you get this new generation quote unquote cosplayers. Now, I take that back. There are some good cosplayers that got into the scene. They know what they're doing. But I tell other people, they're just in it because it's new and hip now. Convention's getting big, so they think, oh, I can get into cosplay, I can get this stuff on, Party C and Spirit's Halloween store. Do stuff like Harley Quinn. Look, I'm a cosplayer. It's like, no. It's like, no. And then you gotta go after, like he said, you go after cosplayers that do better than them and try to make it like a race thing or something. Like, with Artemis, Todd, wherever, going after that Ian cosplay because you did an orange cosplay, and it's like, you did your own version, but it didn't look that great.
Exactly. Like, she got so mad because people were saying she wasn't a cosplayer and she wasn't a real cosplayer. Because the only cosplay she's known for is, that Queen from Game of Thrones.
I might get the lore behind that, the actual lore.
Yeah. Like,
what my friends told me. Pretty much, someone told her that she looked like that character, right? So she went ahead and did, and BuzzFeed wrote an article about her saying, like, oh, she's the black version of Queen. I don't know. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh,
me either.
Khaleesi, the Queen of Dragons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
So, Artemis, got popular because of that article. So then, DragonCon, they had a photo shoot for Game of Thrones. And, Artemis apparently got butthurt because no one took a picture or knows her. And it's just like, it's a big photo shoot with like over 40 people. And two cosplay doesn't really stick out.
Yeah.
It's not a bad cosplay, but it just didn't stick out.
Yeah.
Because like, you got all these people that are not just went all out for his cosplay. Just like, you complain because gave you a picture or wherever.
Yeah, it's like 40 other people, and there's probably at least 3, 4, 5, or 6 of the people who are cosplaying the same character as you. You're not gonna stick out.
Exactly. And it's just like, again, some people put actual time and craft into it,
Maybe.
And that's like, because that's the thing about the cosplay scene. Is just like, people don't care about your skin color or whatever. They're just like, as long as your costume is good, or at least you have some effort put into it, then you get noticed.
Exactly. It's always, I don't understand where this whole narrative of, oh, black people in cosplay or black cosplayers are always treated badly. We're always given racist comments, this and that. And I'm like, okay, what cosplayer?
Exactly.
Exactly. I'm like, what cosplay? I saw that picture you tagged me. But I'm like, what cosplayers are telling you this? What cosplayers are going up to you at cons and saying, oh, you're black? Oh, you can't cosplay that character. And then they say, oh, no, it's these people who don't cosplay. I'm like, there you go.
See,
here's
the thing. When it comes down to, I've been going to cons for 20 fucking years. I've seen cosplayers of all races, shapes, sizes, whatever. I have been that satirical asshole saying, yo, there's no black representation at this convention, even though there is. I laugh when people say there are no black cosplayers at this X-Con, and I'm just like, where the fuck are you? I'm over here. I'm up in the thicket. If there's any more black cosplayers up in here, I'm gonna get me some potato salad, okay? But
it's like I'm like, yes, I can, like, I've had conversations with people who are like, oh well, they're always racist, or there's always racist comments online, and I'm like,
are the ones.
I understand that, but they, number one, most of the time they don't cosplay. Number two,
they're trolls.
They're trolls, and number three, they're usually foreigners. They're usually people from other countries. Like I had submitted some photos for our One Piece shoot at AWA last year, to the One Piece official One Piece fan page, and they posted them up.
Whoa! What the hell?
No, what?
And they posted them, and I was like, okay, this is great. And then we got comments on our cosplays. It was everyone. You didn't matter if you were white, if you were black. They were saying something to try and troll and try to trigger people or whatever, saying that, oh, like, one of my friends, he was cosplayed as Kid, Eustace Kid, from One Piece, and he was kind of big, and he was like, you're a little big, dude, or you're too fat to be playing Kid. And then me, my cosplay was pretty decent, I guess. They couldn't tell I was black. All right.
Oh.
Lord. But when it comes to the...
But I was just like, yeah, I was like, there's just criticism in general. When you get out there and you're a public figure, you're gonna get criticized.
See, the thing is, like, everyone talks about the whole hating aspect. I've said it. Sometimes the people that are talking the most shit about you are the same motherfuckers that you run with. And because there are a lot of sites where you can be anonymous and say this and say that, I have not seen personal shit said about me, but I have seen people say shit where I know it's somebody that I'm associated with or I've hung out with, saying, you know, oh, they know Ranma because of his best friend. You know what? I just don't care. I mean, I've been the subject of, you know, why black people shouldn't cosplay, which turned into a heavily topic debate when people were hating on me, and I get it, but that's just how the fuck it is. So I'm just saying, the next time you hear someone saying, quote unquote, a nigga like you shouldn't be cosplaying, why don't you take a look at the people that you run with and see what the fuck they're saying, because it might just be coming from them. It's one thing when you're saying it within your peeps and you just busting out and having fun. It's another thing when you being a total asshole about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think it's a lot to do with, I guess, overreaction to criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first started the anime talk show, I told you guys about it. I linked you guys to it before. Buddy of mine, my co-host Kevin, you know, he went crazy about some guy on YouTube some guy on Facebook was like basically trolling us. Like, you guys are terrible, such and such, you need structure, blah blah blah. Me personally, I took it like, hey, this guy commented, like, you know, I don't really care if it's good or bad. You know, let me know how I'm doing. I'm new to this. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm still learning. So give me that realistic feedback. Like, hey, I don't like the way you talk over each other, such and, you know, we fixed it. You know, stuff like that helps. It's constructive criticism. But, you know, my co-host, he blew up. He was real mad. And I was like, listen, it is what it is. You gonna fight the guy? It happens.
Yeah, and I'm just like, there are so many, like, and this is a thing in back to the black art community too. Like I've said in the past, I admin a black anime and manga group, and for the most part it's pretty civil, but people cannot take criticism. They can't take negative criticism. They believe that only thing I should get is positive feedback. I should get that, oh, you're pretty, or oh, you're sexy, or you can do whatever you want, and there's nothing that anybody can say bad, and if they do, we block comments and we do this and that. And I'm like, no.
It's too much, yeah. Like,
you can't do that. That's not how the real world works. And it's reminds with this whole SJW mess or whatever. And aside from left versus right or whatever, it's just a generation of people who believe that the world is too hard on me. I have to block out any negative criticism. And they end up going fucking nuts. They end up losing their minds.
Yeah, because I was talking to some people I know who do cosplaying. It's like these new generation people, they want to take criticism because some of these art cosplayers like, yo, you can actually, you know, do so and so with your cosplay, you know, make it stand out more. And then you just get so, oh, I don't have the money for it. It's like, you don't spend that much money. Like, you know, for the LED strips I got, they only cost like $6 on eBay, depending on the link you try to get them. I was like, it's not that hard, you know, to boost up with cosplay, but, you know, people are just like, oh, I can't do it. It's too hard. I don't have the money. Like, fam, my cosplays, I made my lineup all the way back after the 808, like shortly after it ended. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do these cosplays. I'll go buy everything in parts. And people are like, where you get all this money from? I was like, no, I just bought everything in parts. That's it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of cosplayers do. They buy their things in parts, and afterwards it's cheaper that way, and they can save a lot of money. But it's like everybody's lazy. It's not even lazy. Like, I see what some of the older generations say millennials are lazy. Like, it's not really lazy. It's more like they whine and they complain about everything. And then when things aren't going their way, they want to blame somebody. We got to blame white, we got to blame men, or we got to blame this and that. And it's like, you got to take some accountability. And then sometimes you just got to suck it up and move on.
Hold up. You're talking accountability with these people. Get the fuck out of here. These people don't know what accountability is. They just know how to pass the fucking buck. That's all it is. Because not damn near one of them will own the fuck up. Because one of y'all said it earlier tonight about that one cosplayer, how the PLC realized, oh, we fucked up. Did she get an apology? No. Did they pass the buck? Yes, and that's what all they're going to do, and the only time they will ever apologize for their bullshit is when each and every single one gets called the fuck out to the point where they're trapped up against the corner and they can't say nothing else more. Simple as that.
It's just like... exactly, and it just... They go and they make... And I've noticed this with a lot of cosplayers that are particularly in the whole, like, social justice aspect and the everything goes but nothing can be criticized aspect. And I'm just like, okay, so, like, these cosplayers, they'll lie about racial stuff. And I've noticed that's one of the main things they do. They lie about racial stuff. They'll take small ounces of things like, for example, there was this the cosplayer who did the baby Chucky, sexy Chucky cosplay, and that garnered huge outrage. I personally thought it was cringy. I wasn't one of those people who's like, shut her down, like she's a pedophile or whatever. And I'm like, it's not that extreme, but I do think it's cringy, and I think that you should be called out for being cringy. Oh man. I think you should be called out for being cringy, and she didn't take criticism very well. And I solely believe that Facebook page, The Art of Cosplay, I believe it was called.
Yeah.
I believe she admined that page because she blocked me from that page. And most of the time when I've like called out, like most everybody was calling it. I'm pretty sure other people were blocked from commenting on that page, but. That page was blocked, and then she blocked me on her other page, but then she unblocked me on her, like, actual cosplay page. I found that very strange. I feel like she runs that page, and that's why she was able to get that influence like that, and as fast as she did. But she's cosplaying a 3-year-old, like a 3-year-old.
Well, let me just say this.
She got no booty, fam.
Personally, I didn't like it. I thought that was, like, crossing the line. But on the same time, I'm like, you know what? That's just my opinion. I won't say that to her face directly. I'd be more tactful in saying that. And if other people feel the same way, that's fine. Some people have different limits as to what they think is extreme, you know? I just feel... it's one thing where you're doing an adult version of Chucky Finster, or, you know, you're doing a chibi version, but the sexualized, I think that was a little bit too much. I mean... Fuck. There are other characters you could do that with that's more tasteful, but, you know, if you feel that you are in the right and you're justifiable, then you know what? You do you, and you deal with the court of public opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the other thing that kills me about Kill Secret cosplay, too. I might as well bring this up.
Do it.
You don't actually see any, you know, actual cosplay discussion on there at all.
Yeah.
Because that's that thing that killed me about it, and that's why I love it.
Wait, they actually cosplay?
It's like only seeing 2 or 3 people that show, like, you know, them actually making the cosplay, their progression of it, and whatnot. Most of the time, that group is just, you know, you sharing Sentai bodysuits, Deadpool cosplays, Hey Bear. I'm just like, this is not a cosplay group. This is not anything extraordinary. And y'all are here like bashing other cosplayers because they're actually doing cosplays.
Expose them.
Right.
Oh yeah, Adam. and okay. I remember you guys mentioned before that they hate Night Mage. How they hate? Why they hate Night Mage again? How they bash him? Like, what did they say about him?
I believe they said, because I think they were saying something about he wasn't. It was something about him being woke or something, or it was something about him being It had something to do with his views or how he was cosplaying and how it was harmful, quote unquote, harmful to the Black or the POC cosplayers community. And I'm just like, how? How he was white. It wasn't white-splaining, but like not white apologist. But you know when you're supposed to be siding with the white man.
Did you just say? Did you say white-splaining?
Oh yeah, that's a thing too.
Oh my god,
I see it all the time.
Oh my god,
white-splaining, and I'm like,
there's no such thing as called white-splaining. It's called having proper English, proper grammar. I mean, fuck. Raise your hand if you've been called white because of the way you spoke. I mean, raise your fucking hand. Shit.
Yeah.
Me.
Shit.
I like to make sure I speak just as country as possible.
Monster, you find Alabama, so you have no choice.
You're right.
But.
Whoa, on my kapoo.
Whoa, on my kapoo.
Let me tell you.
Give me some iced tea.
But yeah, because I hear them talking about Night Mage, or some people talking about Ebony Warrior Studios. I'm just like, these two actually cosplay. These two actually, you know, got on TV.
Yeah, right.
Night Mage get back to the community.
Right now, Night Mage, he's on a plane to Germany as a guest for a convention right now.
Cause it's just been like last night I was watching, you know, Cosplay Melee, you know, on demand. And I'm watching, you know, the first episode. I was like, Night Mage should be like the face of black cosplay, you know? He speaks proper. He makes good cosplays. He makes it understandable, like, how he made his props. And two, not once he didn't mention race. He just said, hey, I'm doing cosplay because I was bullied as a kid. I want to be the hero that my younger self want to look up to. I can respect that. He didn't go in there and say, hey, I should win because I'm black.
Exactly. Now, I will say this. I've even said this before. Like, I actually went into the group asking people, you know, if they're interested in donating towards Flint, Michigan, because I was doing a charity event. Oh, I got shitted on for it because of who I am, and everybody up on that post talked about, oh, we're going to do our thing, we're going to do our own thing. As far as I know, they ain't do nothing. You know what I did? I ended up donating like $100 to $150. It ain't much, but it's something. But let me tell you about Night Mage. And if you're gonna hate on him for what I'm about to tell you, then you the problem. 1 year, he went to Toys R Us, cosplaying Piccolo, and paid off people's layaways for Christmas.
See, I can respect that.
You tell me what other black cosplayer is going to do something like that. And let's not forget the fact that when he's not cosplaying, he is a local sheriff, okay? So you know he lays down the law.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, he's out here doing actual charity events.
Yes.
All y'all doing is just making hashtags. And black cosplays.
And every time he goes to a con and he has a table, he has prints out and he doesn't charge. It's like whatever you're going to give, he gives directly to a charity. I think Make-A-Wish Foundation or something like that. That's what he does.
Like, my friend Chet, he's in the POC cosplay group, but, you know, here's the thing. He's one of those people that actually makes his cosplays. You can tell he put lots of work into it. And the thing is, he does stuff. He goes to fighting game tournaments. He showcases cosplays. And also, he actually got featured on the Art of Cosplay for his Red Hood costume.
Oh, that's fantastic, man.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to go ahead and put it up, actually.
Please do.
Because I just hear like, okay, he's the only person I've seen in that group that got featured on the Art of Cosplay. And it's understandable because this man puts in a lot of work. Go try to find that post. I have to do a mobile. Because hell, even the sexy cosplays, it's like I can't even hate on them because they actually put in work, make it look like the actual character. So I can't even hate on that. I like stuff like Moo Moo or something where they make stuff last minute.
Wow. I was trying to explain to another one of my friends about her, so she caught it real quick. So.
You know what? I can't find the original post, but so. Wait. Let me just look on his profile. Make things easier for myself. No. There. Oh, there it is. Found it. Okay, perfect. Alright, and save photo and put in chat. Okay, there you go.
Alright.
Yeah. That's chat. Well, yeah, that's the thing about cosplay groups. I just like, the thing about cosplay is just that you can't sit here and try to like bash or people try to make it, a race thing or a political thing just because they do a better cosplay or their stuff sticks out. Their stuff is sticking out because they put work into it. You can tell they put actual craftsmanship to it.
True.
Let me look and see. Oh, wow, that's nice.
That was pretty boss.
Yeah, because he was one of the people that told me, like, hey, look, put LED strips in your red hood mask and make it stick out more. Because Darren was the first one who told me that. Because I was thinking about it at first, I was like, should I put LED strips? Because originally I was going to use, like, regular white fabric, make it like the anime series type of deal. Batman the anime series got white eyes. I was like, wait, this is Arkham Knight. Man, put LED lights. So I went online, found stuff, how you do it. And it's like, yeah, here's how you do it. That's it.
Lord have mercy. It's just like, they're so out of control. And back to the chainsaw.
Chainsaw. Let's just call it chainsaw, because
I'm barely.
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw.
There we go. Because I'm like, I haven't really. Anyway, yes, Khainchaw. And it's like the thing with Khainchaw, after she was called out, after she was told, Artemis was called out, and her friends couldn't even, like, they couldn't, like, I've talked to this girl who was actually, I talked to her when she was watching me, like, stand up against her, because one of her friends tried to tag Artemis in the Overwatch cosplayers day. The girl knows not to mess with me. For whatever reason, she refuses to confront me when I call her out. But, she makes it a habit, to call people out, but then she hides and runs when she's called out. So I was talking about and calling her out, and I was like, this bitch is an asshole. Like, she's totally just going off and doing she's basically false flagging people as racist and stuff and getting people to her thread. But then she's getting her friends to try and say, for the people who were going, fighting back against all the hate that Khainchaw was getting, she was like, oh yeah, I was received several racist comments and things like that. But when people, if you see the thread, there were a few screenshots that some of her friends took, Khainchaw's friends took. They were basically just asking her, why do you think she's racist? She's half Indian. Like, they were saying positive things about the cosplayer and saying that she wasn't racist and that that's her natural skin tone. And she deleted those, and then at the end she says, I'm not about to sit here and take advice from white people or listen to white people explain to me about racism or something. And I'm like...
Wow, that is some bullshit, because I went through the same shit with somebody else about the whole 20 Days of Black cosplay, because evidently, if white people are saying, what they feel about it, he will ignore that. But if black people are saying the same thing, what they say doesn't count because he's a yes person.
And I'm just like, she after the whole fiasco or whatever, POC cosplayers had to acknowledge that what they did was wrong, what they were doing, trying to witch hunt, which they do it on a daily basis anyway. Them trying to witch hunt was wrong. But they didn't really acknowledge it was wrong. They were like, oh, she didn't blackface. she still was whitewashing or whatever, and it's like, shut up. And then she goes off on a tirade because she ain't taking her meds or whatever. And oh, I keep hearing myself on the other end.
What did you do?
But she was going crazy, and she was just like freaking out.
Man, your phone blowing up.
She was just going crazy, and then all she did was tell people that, oh, I was being victimized, or I was the victim. And then she brings up some old article that some 4chaners made about her, saying that she was saying that she was here, and she was all this and that, and she needed, a sort of, I forgot what it's called.
Oh, you talking about that Fortune CGL thread?
Yeah, where they were, someone actually made an article, I think it was on Age of Shitlords or something. They made an article about her, how she was a backdoor cosplayer who, she's been, sucking dick or something, her way up to the top or something.
I remember, pretty much they had a thread, that a topic on Fortune about cringy cosplays, right? Mm-hmm. So, she happened to get featured because, that BuzzFeed article about her. Pretty much saying, like, okay, how she doesn't even look like the character she's supposed to look like from Game of Thrones. So, apparently someone or Armis herself found the board and, try to, like, go after people in there. That's all I remember.
Yeah, and people were basically just going in on her and stuff. Someone made an article on her. It was like some offhand. He basically was just ranting about her and how she's a horrible person. And then I think he made up something about her sucking dick or something. And she took it and she said, "Oh, look, this is what people say about me for speaking the truth." And her little friends were going around saying that she was this and that, and, "Oh, you're a great person," and stuff. When meanwhile, her friends who actually have common sense and don't just like kiss the ground that she walks on, knows that she's unstable. Like, I've talked to quite a few people, and they know that she's unstable, and they've actually tried to reach out to her and tell her, like, chill, because you're going crazy, and she blows up on them, and she will literally get witch hunts for people to go after her, for just lying on people, and she does this in the cosplay community and outside of it, and I'm calling it out right now as I see it, and it's wrong, and I think it is wrong, and for whatever reason, I think we used to be Facebook friends. I know she added me, but then she's never said anything about me, even though I've said quite a bit about her in regards to what she does and how she's
420 plays it up, popping Molly every day.
Yeah, it's like pro-ho movements and stuff. And then there was this whole thing where she was getting shamed by the anti-social justice warrior pages I used to see, where she had her white boyfriend or whatever, and she was shaming like white people and calling white people. She was basically being a Maki Thought Shop, just going around having white friends and building her empire on white folks, and then shaming them and saying, "Oh yeah, you're white, you don't deserve rights." The black nationalist mentality, and I was just like, oh, you like this now. And she's kind of mellowed out as much, especially with some of the friends she surrounded herself with, but it's so, I hate when people do that. And I call her out because she has a huge audience. Like, she gets over 200 likes a post just for saying menial, mundane stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like, she talks about that these black girls don't get respect by these self-hating black men and things like that. That classic Tory posting. That's actually ironically how she blocked me from her profile. That whole misandrous sort of hate men sort of rhetoric to people just blindly like and share her posts, and yes, queen, yes, and it's so sickening. And I would say it's sickening for any other person or race who does stuff like that, but since I'm black, in the black community, I call it as I see it, because I'm more used to it. I was like, And just getting on, wrapping up the Khainchaw story, after she was called out and she deleted comments and tried to act like she was the victim, even though she wasn't, and there was evidence that she wasn't, she decided, was it 2-3 days later, she decided it would be a great idea to cosplay as Diva, the most overhyped...
Easiest character cosplay on Overwatch.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a full Diva. Like, she didn't have the full-on suit. It was like a crop top.
Yeah, it was a two-piece suit and
with high-waisted pants. It didn't even look like Diva. Like, I'm not one to like be all, you have to be specific on this cosplay, but somebody of her stature who's supposed to be a model, supposed to be accurate, supposed to love cosplay and stuff like that, will claim to be very cosplay prominent, and she half-asses this cosplay like this.
I'm about to compare real quick. Let's see.
It's very bad.
Let's see what she did wrong. I'm not the greatest at cosplay, but I know character design, so I know that for sure. Now, I'm not gonna be too mean with this, but I'm just gonna be nice and call it as I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First problem, like you said, crop top. Now, I'll go excuse that because, you know, she probably didn't want to do her own take of it. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's begin. Okay. Now,
yeah, did we lose Maza?
Yeah. Okay. Let me text him real quick.
Alright.
Well, I'm still going at this. Okay. For the facial makeup, I can see that she didn't use actual makeup. She put some like construction tape on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she put construction tape on her face.
It's not construction tape. It's some type of masking. I know I forget what it's called, but it's kind of used for contouring and kind of making. Yeah. Lady Gaga uses it. I've seen some cosplayers in full force using it. Then for some reason I stopped seeing it.
Yeah. So she put that, and it kind of looks very tacky. I understand what she tried to do, but it's just like you could put on a little bit better. Then let's see, gloves. She got some snowbins. She could just got again the full body suit wearer, but that's just me. They had her earpiece. She got regular pink headphones. You know, she could easily make the the actual headset for the ball, wherever her name is.
Diva, I believe.
Diva word.
Yeah, it's just like, really, that's the best you can do. And like, it got to her head because she was mad that that people were saying, well, why are you criticizing her? Why are you criticizing her cosplay when you don't cosplay Overwatch? You do better, blah blah blah. And it's just like, really?
I've seen that way too many times in the cosplay community now. I just like so it's like, fam, it's not that hard to make a good cosplay. It doesn't cost that much. Let's be real. I look at Vaughn. Vaughn makes Vaughn buys the majority of his cosplays, but it still look good.
Yeah. He loves to do his own take on stuff, and he has like a wide range. He has like different he has like really good cosplays, like really elaborate ones, like the Prince cosplays he has. He has Ruby Rose. Then he has some that are like subtle or kind of scantily cladish with Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn and stuff, like the two-piece suits like that. He just wants to have fun, and that's exactly what I think cosplay.
And he gets into character.
Yeah, he gets into character. He likes to be really fun, happy. He likes to get into the roles of the character like most cosplayers do. And he just likes to have fun, and he likes to cosplay to have fun. He doesn't try to make a political statement. And he has a pretty big influence and a pretty big following, but he doesn't try to politicize cosplay. He sees it for what it is. Fun!
Yeah, because, he said, I watched Heroes of Cosplay, and his thing was, he just wanted to see the cosplay. He didn't care about the drama or whatever. He just like, I just want to see the cosplays. That's it. Like, because here's one thing I respect him for. Someone told him to cosplay a character from League of Legends. And Vaughn said, yeah, he would do it. But the thing was, he said he had to research the character first. I can respect him for that.
Yeah, I think whoever you cosplay, you should kind of have a general idea who the character is, And I understand people say, you don't need to research the character to cosplay. Cosplay is what, okay, that's fine and all. But I'm just saying, just do a little bit of research, at least understand the character. Just have, so if someone asks you a question, you might, be able to answer it, or once you read into the character, you might get a better appreciation of who it is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I know my friend, Kay, you might already know him, Marquise Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now he's actually making 2 Devil May Cry weapons for me because he's a huge fan of the Devil May Cry series. Because me and talking about it, he's like, yeah, I know it's like Dante cosplayers don't use our weapons; they just use Dante's sword and gun.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him like, hey, I just learned that you can do commissions. Can you make the weapons for me? He's like, yeah. And he showed me the progress pictures. I might as well put on the Skype call right now.
Mm-hmm.
He literally printed out pictures of the weapons from the game, like in-game screenshots and artwork as reference. And he's like, John, I'm gonna put LED lights in it too. It's gonna cost you, but I'll rather make a good, commission. And then he's telling me something. He's like, it's not that hard to make a good cosplay or crop. It's just that people are lazy.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't cost that much to get some PVC mats. It really doesn't.
And and I get, at first it was really hate, like I got a lot of hate for it, but now if people are starting to understand, at least a little bit, that this whole politics in cosplay stuff ain't gonna fly. It's not. It's not. People are already getting sick of it. Some people are trying to, like, I don't want to seem racist, so let me white apologize here.
I remember with Bun when the whole summer thing broke out. Bun's like, this is just a good cosplay. This is not blackface. You guys are being bullies right now.
It's just, it sounds like a little bit more of jealousy than anything else. And as for politics, this is all I gotta say. If shit's going down, stand up for what you believe in. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. And when I do, and I feel like ooh, that's nice. I love that.
Yeah, Marquise does commissions. I was surprised, but I saw his stuff he makes. I'm just like, oh, you actually do commissions.
And it's like, I'm not, and I feel like these so-called self-righteous, these dot shops and these Artemis, I forget her name, Todds and Fays, and all of these are going to pass. They're going to continue to scrape the bottom of the barrel to climb out of the ruts that they inside feel they have to fill because, ooh, that's a nice commission. It's a nice one.
It is.
Yeah, I actually need to share his page because he's like, yeah, I can do commissions.
Please do, because I need one from him. And they're gonna die out. People are gonna realize this is dumb. Now the whole blackface controversy in and of itself, I know it's not going to change, at least not now, as far as the majority and everything. But I do see a lot of people you're reaching at this point because they're hurting and they don't realize they're hurting their so-called causes. They really are.
They don't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah, they don't. They just cut random trees down and say, yes, this is what we're building. This is what we're doing. And then they realize that that's not the right spot. They're completely off, and they have to keep cutting down trees. And then what's the point at that point? You have nothing to go on. Your base is just losing. It becomes diluted, and you start to flood. It's not going to work.
I just posted a link to his page, so yeah.
I have liked the page. But they're hurting their cause. It's like the whole whitewashing controversy stuff. Repeatedly going after films that have a white major star. The source material supports them having a white person playing in a sort of Asian aesthetic sort of role and claiming it's whitewashing instead of saying it's not whitewashing, but an Asian American actor could be a thing, or a half white, half Asian guy or something would have been nice too. Something like that. Be reasonable. If you have a trife with social justice whatsoever, even if it's in cosplay, you feel like black people are being represented in cosplay, say it in a timely, a considerate manner. reasonable manner. Most of the time people listen, especially in the cosplay community. Like, for example, that DBZ photo shoot thing, the one with the black girls doing their own like renditions.
That was hilarious. I thought all the memes behind it were funny because I grew up in the projects. I thought that shit was amusing, okay? I'm sorry. If you found that offensive, then maybe you didn't come from a poor black family where all you had to eat was mayonnaise and lettuce sandwiches. Maybe you didn't come from that family where you had to get the hand-me-downs. Maybe you didn't come from that family where you had to eat cereal with a fork and save the fucking milk. Fuck out of here.
It's just like, exactly. And I feel like, it's exactly, I was laughing, because I remember that meme way back when it was a thing, like, way back. It's an old meme. That meme's so old. Like, they made that in like 2000, and then they were like, well, I bet a white guy made this on Reddit or something. And I'm like, this meme's been around as long as the nigga moon meme. Eating chicken by daylight, stealing cars by moonlight. He is what we call every night. He is nigga moon. Like, it's amazing. It's funny memes. And it was like race humor back when that was acceptable for black, on black, white, whoever. And now people are acting like they're so offended, and then they tried to find the cosplayers and things. And the cosplay community, half the cosplay community was like, this just jokes, it's fine. But the people who actually thought it was offensive, they were actually going out of their way to be considerate and kind, and it didn't seem over preachy for the most part. But many were. But most part, people who were just outsiders looking in, as far as like not knowing anything about the context of where this came from, thinking it's brand new or something, they were trying to be considerate. If there is some sort of legitimate racism or something in the cosplay community, people are quick to get on that. Like, for example, there was a like, one last thing, there was a cosplayer, I don't know her name, but she was responsible for the whole Yaya fabric scandal. That happened when she did her Joanne fabrics. I forget her name.
I remember the whole debacle, and pretty much everyone was saying it was her and not the fabric. See, yeah, because she posted it on Tumblr and stuff, and she was in another, she had her own page and stuff, and she was claiming that there was this account on her Instagram that was being racist towards her. It was a Yunogasai cosplay account, apparently. I already had red flags because I'm a cynical and skeptical person. The fact that this profile page had no pictures on it whatsoever. The fact that this page had no... I went on the profile. I actually commented on like the comment thread where she got the so-called racist comments from. And first, I kind of believed. I was like, oh, okay, this person's being racist. Let me ask them why they feel the need to be racist. And nobody responded. Like, there was no sort of response. And at first I thought it was a troll post, but then I looked and I saw there were no photos. It looked very brand new. And then she started commenting on the thread saying that she hacked into the Instagrammer's account, and first she said they had her information, her work detail and stuff, without providing screenshots or anything of any messages. And when people asked for screenshots, she was like, well, I don't want to give away anything. And they were like, just cover up the address or whatever, but we want to see screenshots and stuff. You should call the police or whatever. And she was like, no, I don't think I'll call the police. And this was all going down in the Anime Weekend Atlanta group too, when someone shared it. And I was like, yeah, this is sketchy. Like, we were literally like investigating it, and I was like, this profile is not real. That cosplayer whose picture they used as the profile picture was actually like a Japanese cosplayer's profile pic, from like 2007 or not 2010 or something, back when that anime was popular, Mirai Nikki. And I'm like, okay. So then she starts saying that, oh, I hacked into this account, so I'm shutting it down. I'm deleting it, or, deactivating it. And that's when I was like, okay, she's lying. She's totally lying. Because you can't deactivate an Instagram account. They won't let you do it. You can only, just delete all the pictures off of it and leave it dormant. And I'm just like, okay. Really? Like, okay, so, like, we're asking her, messaging her, what's going on? And,
like what she did is she privated the thread, the comment thread. She set it to friends first, and then she published it as public again, and then she was like, yeah, I hacked into them and I deleted the account, and I said to the person who shared it, because they were friends with the girl, I was like, you might want to tell your friend that she should stop lying so hard, because she can't delete the thread, she can't delete the account. The account is brand new because they actually has the timestamp of when it was created. And some of these so-called racist comments don't really strike as anything any normal person would say. Like, it just all looked staged and it all looked fake. And the fact that she eventually decided to delete the thread after people called her out, several people, after I brought it to people's attention, called her out, it really struck a chord. And I'm like, these are the people who make cosplay, if anybody wants to get into any sort of activism in cosplay, and they want to, you know, be in any sort of, like, actually fight for stuff that is annoying, like when middle-aged people come up and say, oh, I didn't realize Harley was black, things like that. It's like, really? Like, I actually saw a dude say that to a girl who was cosplaying Harley Quinn at AWOL one time. He walked up to her, and he got a picture of her, and then he said, well, I didn't know Harley was black, but that works for me. And I was just like, oh god, why?
Some people speak before they think. Simple as that.
Like, how? Why? What? Like, you could tell this dude was like, he wasn't old, but he was pretty up in age, and he was like, yeah, I'm not ready. You could tell he hadn't seen stuff like that, and he was really new to the whole new era of cosplay. And I just feel like we're just now getting black folks into the cosplay scene, like really just full force getting them in and popularizing it. And it's like, don't push people down. Don't try to categorize cosplayers as coons or whatever if they choose to use makeup to sort of enhance their features or whatnot, or they want to cosplay as accurately as possible. Just let people do them, and if you don't like it, then you don't like it. You don't have to look. You can have your comments behind closed doors or on your threads or whatever, but you don't gotta go out and attack people. It's all cosplay. As I say, all cosplay is cosplay. Not all cosplay is cosplay. Oh, unless I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I've said, I cosplay for all. Cosplay who you want, cosplay how you feel, but also cosplay where it's kind of tactful. I mean, it may look great on you, but remember, it might not go over well at the con you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll save that for another time. But I think it's time. Yeah, because I got a story about that. So I think it's time for us to kind of wrap it up and get up on out of here, you know. Mm-hmm. So thanks for listening to us. Thank you for supporting us. We're here practically every week with a brand new episode. You can let us know what you think at Black Cosplayers Podcast at Outlook.com. And speaking of, I had to re-upload one of the episodes, but we got some good commentary on it. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Oh, is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I can look it up.
Yeah, it was a comment from Tofu64 Gamer. He actually has some good stuff to say about our podcast.
What do you say it?
Let me see. Oh my god, I got scared for a minute.
Here we go. He says, yeah, I like your podcast. There need to be more talks like this going on. And this was in reference to episode 9, Cosplay is So Fucking Fun. So.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
I don't even remember that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. So I'm glad he likes it, you know, and as long as we get some more people who like what we got to say, you know, hey, we're here to listen.
And it was episode 9.
Yep.
Cosplay is still fucking fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I had to re-upload the episode because I didn't know when I edited it there was no volume, so I had to go back and pull the episode and redo it. So.
Oh yeah, you did say it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get I was trying to get my YouTube channel high enough so that I can like promote this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I do want to start doing like kind of more on my own kind of commentary on social, like some black, like not too like hardcore like I do here,
mm-hmm.
but black commentary as a whole.
Trust
on,
me,
And I want to kind of promote this. Yeah.
My friend Omar, who was on the FGC podcast, actually did want to come on today, but he couldn't. So he actually does want to do a little thing tomorrow. I told him
Okay.
Cool. So, we done for tonight?
Yep.
I'll play this out. I got it.
All right, you want to take us out, bruh?
Yeah, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're done.
Good night.
Night, praise God, man.